Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set, the lights are up, and retail's new golden age is about to begin. So, to jumpstart proceedings, please welcome to the stage Global President, Ms. Sophie Vavro, and Head of Insights, Mr. Joe Laszlo.
Hello, and a very, very warm welcome to Shoptalk's Gold Standard stage. And it seems like a lot has happened already, but believe it or not, we kicked off our show just a few hours ago. Our first sessions today were downstairs in our newest area, the New Market, which we've built to give us the space to explore the future of product discovery and consumer attention. This world is changing so much and so fast that we needed a whole new show within a show to unpack it all and all of the opportunities that it contains. So I really hope you'll get the chance to check it out this week and some of the fantastic speakers we're featuring down there.
And now, here we are on the Gold Standard stage, where we'll be welcoming some of our brightest keynote speakers today and tomorrow. You may have noticed a lot of bling in our decor this year, and our outfits as well. You're looking very sparkly, Sophie.
Why, thank you, Joe. So are you.
Yes.
And if we're talking about glitter, I suppose we should also mention the world's largest disco ball sitting behind me. Now, nobody spoil it for anyone else by going on Guinness to fact-check that claim, okay?
At Shoptalk, our speakers set the gold standard for visionary leadership across retail, consumer brands, technology, the whole e-commerce ecosystem. And our meetup program is good as gold in terms of delivering the maximum value for your time.
Now, as we were planning the agenda for this year's show, we realized that despite many challenges and times that continue to be very interesting, we're standing at the dawn of a new golden age for the retail industry. Now, we realize that's an audacious, maybe even a little contentious claim. Every week, every day brings news that throws carefully considered strategies and initiatives into disarray. And it often feels like the most vital leadership skill is less planning than improv. Beloved brands are finding themselves requiring radical reinvention, and in some cases leaving the retail landscape altogether. Hudson's Bay Company was the oldest retail company in the English-speaking world. Forever 21 defined fashion for a generation. But this is also a time of renewal and resurgence, where classic brands are making epic comebacks stronger than ever, and where new brands are rising up. We believe that a golden age of retail exists for those consumer brands and retailers that truly place people, not products, not platforms, at the center of their businesses.
Absolutely. Shoptalk is always about looking forward, not back. But let's think for a minute about past retail golden ages. I think we would argue that there have been two. The first is the rise of the department store in the late 1800s and early 1900s, arguably retail's first golden age. The first department stores were palaces of retail comfort and aspiration. They were characterized by hospitality, experiential shopping, and deep brand loyalty. As a child of the 1980s, I would argue that we had a second golden age, at least in the US, at the height of the American shopping mall. The mall delivered convenience, variety, and entertainment, all under a single vast roof. They were places to be, not just places to shop. And in their heyday, these welcoming spaces nurtured hundreds of unique brands catering across every taste. The present, the third golden age of retail, is not about rejecting the new or romanticizing the past. It's about rediscovering the qualities that have always defined extraordinary retail and using today's tools to bring those to life at scale. This golden age is a moment to redefine what retail can be. And a big part of that redefinition is this: technology isn't the story, it's the supporting act. The golden age comes to those who use technology not for its own sake, but in the service of something deeply personal. Connection, loyalty, joy, all the things that retail got right long ago, before the digital age, can now be delivered at scale.
And so we come back to the idea that retail is at its best when it puts people first. Not faceless, mindless consumers, but human beings who want to feel welcome, inspired, connected, seen, who need a little joy, whether they're shopping for a $10,000 handbag or something quick and budget-friendly for dinner. So, here's a challenge to all of you. What's the most exciting retail experience that you've had in the past year? Was there one? A moment that made you feel seen, that gave you joy, that inspired you, that made you feel connected to a brand or a community. I'd argue that those moments are much rarer than they should be.
I had to think about it a lot as we were discussing this internally, and I do have an answer, although it might not be the one that I planned to share. It's definitely something that stayed with me. Last week, the iconic 160-year-old French department store, Printemps, and I apologize to all the francophones in the audience for the way I just said that word, opened its first store in the United States, in Manhattan, in a landmark Art Deco building at Wall Street and Broadway. Their US CEO, Laura Lendrum, is someone I tried really hard to get to be on this stage with us today, but when your brand new flagship store opens 4 days before Shoptalk, you're not getting on a plane to Las Vegas. So sorry she's not here. Still, she gave me something almost even better, a behind-the-scenes preview tour before the store opened. And it sounds kind of weird to say, but my most exciting retail experience of the past year was a store that was still under construction. Printemps US is just 50,000 square feet. For comparison, the Paris flagship store is 450,000 square feet, or as the French would say, 43,500 square meters. But they've used the space to create this series of exquisite, distinctive, anything but cookie-cutter experiences for guests. Laura and her COO, Matthew, talked about starting from hospitality as their philosophy, and how just about everything in the store is practical, not digital, at least the things that a guest sees. There's plenty of technology behind the scenes where it helps store staff play their roles. It's just not front and center for shoppers. They talked a lot about inspiration and how they modeled the store on the metaphor of a Parisian apartment. Printemps and its architects aim to maximize opportunities to create joy. From what's going to be Manhattan's most iconic shoe department, and apologies to those in the audience from Nordstrom, but it's true, to a fantastic restaurant, down to things like the stairway handrails and even the wayfinding signage. Every detail is carefully thought through with the guest in mind. And, unusually enough, their website is equally beautiful and thoughtful. They talked about value, how Printemps, like so many other luxury brands, is finding ways to serve both their core audience and younger, less affluent shoppers, for example, by leaning into re-commerce. And they talked about how the new store is going to be many guests' first introduction to Printemps. So they imported some design aspects from Paris, but they married those with a sort of New Yorkness to create a store that looks to the future while celebrating the best of their heritage.
So you liked it, Joe, is that what you're saying?
I could go on, but I probably shouldn't. I really liked it. I think Printemps New York is doing everything that we at Shoptalk believe is needed to succeed in retail today. Hospitality, inspiration, value, vision. They're so important we've even named our content stages after them. And they sum up the content agenda that we've built for you here this week. This is the start of a new golden age for those retailers and consumer brands that truly put the customer at the center of everything they do. Our sessions across our content stages, our awesome new market stage downstairs, and here on the gold standard stage will all illuminate this idea that customer centricity is one of the biggest cliches in retail, but it's easy to say, it's really hard to do. And it's going to determine which brands, like Printemps, last for 160 plus years, and which do not.
Now, if I can give Team Shoptalk a little pat on the back for a moment, the very qualities that Joe just described as crucial to retail success are the same ones that our team has been living and breathing as we've built this show for you. We are proudly, relentlessly, obsessively customer-centric. Now, whether this is your first Shoptalk, and for over 5,000 of you it is, so welcome in, or your fifth, we want you to feel just how much we appreciate you choosing to spend your hard-earned time with us here at Shoptalk. We've designed every inch of this experience to inspire. So from the content to the conversations, our enormous exhibit hall to our epic beach party to the biggest one-to-one meetings program in the world, all the way through to this ginormous disco ball that we had built custom just for this stage, we believe in creating moments of joy and wonder alongside moments of insight and action. We believe that hard work should be accompanied by hard play, so we make a lot of space for both. We also believe that your time is very precious, which is why we obsess over curating content that matters, and why our Meetup program exists. to augment the serendipitous meetings of traditional trade shows with something much more intentional, efficient, and high impact. Because that's who we are. We're Shoptalk. We help you to imagine what retail does next and meet the people and the companies who can help you turn that imagination into reality.
Yeah, maybe, Sophie, we'll be around for 160 years too. That would be Shoptalk Spring 2176, I think.
It's already in my diary, actually. But looking a little less far into the future, we've got an amazing set of keynotes for you to kick off today, who are going to showcase exactly what the golden age of retail looks like in action. Right after Joe and I leave the stage, we'll be hearing from Richard Dixon, the CEO of Gap Inc. Now, I don't need to tell any of you that under Richard's leadership, Gap has engineered an inspiring retail renaissance. Richard will be sharing how he's rekindling that old Gap magic across the company's portfolio. Spoiler alert, he's reorientating the whole company around Gap's existing, lapsed, and future fans.
Then, and I'm so excited about this, Mr. Wonderful himself, Kevin O'Leary, will be on stage, along with the founders of two of his Shark Tank portfolio brands, to talk about the current economic moment, how he evaluates founders and disruptive brands today, and how young brands can find and cultivate their customer bases.
And we'll be rounding out our gold standard conversations this afternoon with Jonathan Neiman, the co-founder and CEO of Sweetgreen. He's going to be sharing how Sweetgreen is evolving to continue to serve and grow its audience, including recently adding fries to its menu. And in the combination of human skills and in-restaurant automation that they're deploying to, yep, we're going to say it again, stay relentlessly focused on their customers' needs and their expectations.
So, I'm really looking forward to this set of conversations. It's tempting to just stay on stage and sparkle with you for a while longer, Sophie, but we are the only thing standing between the audience and our keynotes.
Yes, we are. So once again, welcome into Shoptalk Spring, and may your time with us be packed with the golden trifecta of learning, connections, and fun. On with the show.
Thank you.